Hi guys, and welcome back to Otter's RC Garage. Today we're here in the garage again, and we're going to be working on the front wheel drive car. That 45 mile per hour speed mark, that's my goal on 3S. I figure if we can hit it on 3S, keep the car stable, and sort of work out majority of our suspension issues, once we get to 45, those all should sort themselves out. After 45, that's when we're going to have to start really working on aerodynamics. We're also going to have to step this thing up to 6S at that point, instead of the 3S I'm running it on now. Especially if we want any chance at getting into that 80 mile per hour zone. But last time we were out, I was not even able to get maybe 32 miles an hour, maybe 30. I'd have to go back and check the GPS to be sure, but it was anything short of a big failure. I did try a few things to make it work and make it go, but it seemed like every time you hit about 30 miles an hour, that thing just whipped right off to the side, with a body slam at itself and roll and everything else. So decided to cut it short, and if you guys watched that other video, you guys know what happened there. Today we got some new parts to address that suspension concerns. We got some knuckles for the front, so hopefully we won't have all this play in the front end, and we got some new steering components to go to hopefully take up some of the slop that is there. Wheels sort of go like this even at slow speeds, and then also, while we have the knuckles off, we're going to throw in some of these Yeah Racing CV axles. There's still a dog bone on the one side going into the transmission, but on this side they're a CV joint, so it's supposed to eliminate some of the binding and side-to-side resistance basically in the drivetrain. Still running an open diff. To get to the differential on this car, I've sort of got to tear it all back apart and then split the halves for the front. So I haven't done anything with that yet. I want to see where we can get to with this stuff. If it becomes a big issue where I'm losing grip and it's pulling just one side or the other because of that open diff, then I'll go back in there. But at the moment, I think the open diff might actually help us, but I don't really know. This is all new to me, so it's all trial and error, and you guys are just along for the ride. Without further ado, put you up top. We're gonna speed run, get some of these parts on, and hopefully we can get out there and get into the 40s finally. So let's get busy. So we're on the bench, and I want to show you guys real quick what's going on. Well, at least what I think is going on. So you can see, let me hold this still here, but you can see there's some play there, and that's in the shaft and in the bearing. I'm sure some shimming could take care of that, but from the looks of it and whatnot, I believe that the actual bearing housing that this sits in, because it's plastic, has probably gone too fast and actually started spinning the race of the bearing inside that plastic housing. So that's gotta go. The other thing is the steering arm here, and as you can see, as this thing pushes side to side, if there's any play, like I can hold the wheel here still, and it's, yeah, that probably shows it off the best. Yeah, look how much movement I'm moving each of them wheels. So hopefully that takes care of some of that slop. This arm does have a lot of up and down slop as well. I don't know if you guys can see that well. There you go. So hopefully this aluminum parts will take care of that as well. It does come with bearings for all these pivot points that don't already have bearings. So either way, we should have a bit more responsive of a car. So gonna get busy and get this thing ready for our next speed run. 45, here we come. So guys, there we have it. We got our fancy new hubs on, and I could already tell right now we have a lot less play there. I have not put the tie rod ends on. They're still right here. The reason being, when I put these new shocks on, they're a bit longer. So the control arms are sitting fully extended down, and what that ended up doing was making these go a lot more toe out. So I had to crank them out on that last speed run to try and get the toe set there real quick there at the run spot. So instead of leaving it as it is, I think this might be part of our problem, is that these lower control arms, if you look under here, or actually I'll just raise the car up, that'll be easier. You guys can see it. So these lower control arms, you can see they're drooping downward. You can see from that screw to that screw. If it focuses, come on camera. With those control arms angled down, it's sort of giving this more of like an off-road vehicle vibe, or an off-road vehicle feel of handling, and that's not what we want. What we want is for these actually to be sitting probably close to about there. So to do that, I'm going to have to shim the inside of the shock quite a bit, and that will actually, if I shim the shock, that'll make it so that the shock will only extend about that far. Also, there's an O-ring inside there, a little cushion bump stop. I'm going to take that out because it does take up sort of our range of travel, and if it does end up bottoming out and damaging something, I'll just buy some new shocks. They're only like 10 bucks, so I'm not too worried about that. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and mess around with shimming that. I have never done that, so I don't want to bore you guys with it and show you guys a bad movie because I don't know what I'm doing anyways. But this is definitely a huge improvement. I can tell. You can move this all the way. No more binding. Before, those dog bones would bind like crazy. This is a major improvement. Anybody that has one of these M05s should get these Yeah Racing front CV shafts. Minimum. Very minimum. But, so, I'm going to get busy. I'm going to see if I can't get these shocks shimmed up, get my toes set correctly, and get it lined and get it ready for you guys. And I will see you guys at the test run track. And we are back out here. Hopefully today, this time, our run will go a bit better. As you can tell, the road's a bit more clear. I got a couple buddies coming over. We are going to try and line this road up so that we can do a run and not get ran over. Off camera, I did get these shocks shimmed up a bit. Basically got the right height set and lower. Those lower control arms are a lot more level now. The other thing I did is I did get a shim kit, and it took up any and all play out of these wheels. Made sure they still do spin freely, of course, but they aren't going side to side. So we're really anxious to see how fast we can get. During the test run, it was a lot more stable, so looking forward to hopefully hitting the 40s or higher. But let's get her out there and let's get ripping. So we got the GPS mounted on top of the car and everything's cleared out. I'm gonna go ahead and hit play, and there we go. We got a clear road, so let's go. We got GPS signal. Yep. All right. It's full. Waiting on traffic. We got one run full down, 242. All right, here we go. Full speed. Oh, slow down. All right, let's bring it back. See what speed we got. Nice. Guys, we hit 40 exactly. So not technically into the 40, but at 40. So this is pretty awesome. This means that we should theoretically be able to double the voltage and double the speed. So with 6S, we should be able to hit 80. So I think we are right in line for getting up there and getting that speed. I'm gonna do a couple more runs, see if I can get a little straighter. If I get higher than 40, I'll get back on here and we'll let you guys know. Road rash. Well guys, we did have a wreck. I haven't been able to get anything over that 40. Nothing a little superficial. It didn't sound all the greatest, so I think I am gonna stop. I don't see anything necessarily broke, but I'm gonna stop for now. We're gonna take it back. So our official top speed, new personal best, is gonna be 40 miles per hour. That was pretty awesome. So make sure you guys like, subscribe. Next I think it's gonna be a higher voltage and belted tires.